So I've set the tone for this following week. This next 7 days, I'm now in the headspace because of today. That means a lot. That means a lot. We're kicking off this video today by announcing that Sturka, my nutrition partner, have just released, I think quite literally today, their brand new energy bar, the Bar 50. No prizes for guessing how many carbohydrates are in it. I've never tasted a bar, you're gonna think I'm saying this, but like I've never tasted energy bars like it. There's a couple of different flavors, but I think the best thing for me, like saying this like as someone who values my performance and everything like that, is the fact that it's almost a rounded number, like 50 grams of carbs, and you team it with something else, so like a gel, and then you have like 80 grams of carbs, and it's very easy to like combine things and create your own like personalized nutrition plan for a ride and everything. Like it's not like 23 grams of carbs or like, you know, 27 grams of carbs. Like I love the fact that it's a big dose, it's a small packet, and it tastes great, so I actually do want to eat it. Awesome. Right, on with today's race video.
Charlotte, you coming with us tomorrow to the race?
Yeah.
She would come, but I'm telling you to stay here because it's going to be an early start tomorrow, and there's no point both of us being knackered. So tomorrow is the penultimate hill climb of this season. Obviously we end next weekend with the National Hill Climb Championships in North Wales. Looking forward to it. So let's get this one out of the way first. So I'm going out for a ride, a pre-race ride this morning with my mate Keith, who I think you've seen on the videos, like riding with me once or twice before. So I've had a really simple breakfast this morning of some honey, some zero fat Greek from Aldi, this is the broccoli version, and some granola. I think this is Jordan's granola. So there's protein, carbs, very little fat in it obviously. And I'm nearly ready to unveil the bike to you all. I know you've been waiting really patiently. Look, there's no bar tape on it, and I showed you in like one of the last videos. I've got the carbon saddle on. It's looking slick. Look how clean. Look how clean that is. Like with no exposed cables anywhere. Oh, and I've taken the GoPro mount off there, so that's like 13 grams saved. But I think you'll be surprised by the weight of this bike now. You know, I know a lot of people are gonna like get triggered by the disc brakes, but like considering, like it goes to show how high end the bike is, and I'm absolutely like honoured to have a partnership like this. But you know, most brands weigh the bike without the computer and without the mount and without pedals, and if you weigh this bike without all of those things, your mind will be blown. But I'll let you know when I do the bike video, or this week actually, because this video is going out on a Monday. So look out for this video in the coming days.
I'm gonna be late to meet Keith. I hate being late when I'm meeting people. I'm at least 5 minutes late. I've got a good excuse though.
Come in, yeah?
Yeah, I got a good excuse for being late.
Oh, it's okay.
I've only got a small front gear now. I can't pedal on the downhills. So it's a wonderful day for a pre-race ride. Only Keith is on his heaviest winter bike and I'm on my lightest hill climbing bike. What a contrast. So we're trying to keep it flat so that it's pretty even Stevens. I've got a steady hand. And Keith is tempting me again with a rocky road, but I'm not gonna eat it. So I slapped the spoke. Thankfully it's on my training wheel, not my racing wheel. So yeah, it's like the universe is throwing all these little trials.
I realised that during this series I haven't actually done like a what's in my kitchen, what's in my fridge, what's in my cupboards segment, because most of the time they're all empty and we don't have any food here. But we went shopping today, didn't we? So we've now got freshly stocked fridge, which is literally rammed. But I thought I would run you through what we stock here. Even though technically right now I'm only eating like the same things pretty much day in day out, don't I? It's like there's hardly any variance. It's like what works, and like as soon as you found what works, you just kind of stick to it, and you know, you don't try and throw things in that will upset you, bloat you, you know, give you a bad stomach, like anything like that. So Charlie's in charge of tidying the fridge, as you can probably tell. It's very well organised. I just stay away. But if I'm going to have any milk anytime, I tend to have oat milk. We have a couple of avocados dotted around for fat. There's one of my yogurts back here that I need to restock. Most of our shopping's done at a big supermarket like Tesco, but I do end up going to either Aldi or Lidl for like either meat or fish. Or yogurt, because it's cheaper, and yeah, well, you tend not to eat as much of that, especially this time of year, but I just tend to eat quite a lot of it because of my protein intake. So then we've got a bit of a trickle down of vegetables, tomatoes, Cavanero kale, some of your cheese, more berries, Charlie's pizza tonight, more kale, leftover pasta, chicken pasta bake, which we made yesterday. And then some like mushrooms and fish cakes. I like a good fish cake. Some condiments, mayo, same light mayonnaise, and barbecue sauce. But I very rarely go for condiments because obviously they're loaded with like ingredients, and they're also loaded with calories most of the time. So I tend to not eat them. So plain food is basically what I live off. And then all of our vegetables are in there. Quite literally almost every vegetable under the sun is in there. So freezer wise, there's only like one thing in there that you need to know about. It's not ice cream. It's plant-based burgers basically. And then down here is a very dark cupboard because the less I see in there the better. An enchilada kit. We've got some pistachios, which I'm absolutely going through a period of eating them now at the minute. And the spices cupboard. In fact, this is probably my favourite cupboard. Spices. I would rather use a spice to cook than condiments. Just my opinion, but yeah. That's what we got going down there currently. So that will see us through until next week. So just doing some homework for tomorrow's hill climb, and this one I've actually done before. So the Burrington Coombe hill climb course I did the week before I won the National Hill Climb Championships in 2019. So it's got good vibes for me. So that's one of the main reasons why I decided to come back and to do this, was because I felt like if I was to just run through the motions the same way I did in 2019, then it could fill me with a bit of confidence, especially if I go back and do a good performance on this climb again, because this climb I've actually got the course record on that I set when I did it back then, 6 minutes 40 seconds. A lot of the other big names, they've not entered tomorrow. They've decided to like go and prepare by doing other events, which is also very interesting. But yeah, that's the reason why I decided to do this one, because I've got a history with it, and I've already laid the marker down once, so it's good to go back to the same one. Squelch, squelch. Good morning. It's race day. It's a wet race day. This is the first time it's rained at the hill climb, or like properly rained anyway. There's been like weather warnings for severe thunderstorms. There has been. I was driving on the motorway to get here and it was like pretty perilous. So I'm doing my usual thing, turning up 2 hours early, walking to the start, which is only like a couple hundred meters, to stretch my legs, because by driving here I'm always like cramped in the car. So stretching my legs, check out the first part of the course to see if it's in good condition. Tell you what, there's no excuse. I need one of those. I need a motorhome or camper van so I can just camp out on the hill the night before the race. Next year. So this is the first like 100 meters of the climb. I think I told you yesterday that it cut through this gorge, which has a lot of similarities with famous climb a lot of you will probably know, Cheddar Gorge. So as you can no doubt see, the road surface is really good condition, because this is technically like a main road hill climb, and because it's one I've done before, I know that it's a very fast climb as well. When I did it, I remember I did it in a big ring. Obviously I don't have a big ring now, I have a 3611 as my biggest gear, so hopefully I won't be like, I will be in that gear at some point, I know I will be, but hopefully I'll be going fast enough that probably it won't make a difference. But yeah, it's one of the fastest ones I've done, this one, like in terms of my average speed over any hill climb in the UK. It's one of the faster ones, because the average gradient is around about 6%, but it tends to be really sheltered. Like, although it's a storm and there's wind, I don't feel any of it right here. Right, coffee time. I've retired. Right, coffee time. Oh, after sorting the bike out, lubing the chain, I then come in here and I get ready. So we have an hour and 15 minutes until my start time. So I allocate about 30 minutes for faffing, going for a warm-up, doing some opening efforts, which usually I do a couple of short intervals, like 2 or 3 minutes at FTP or slightly above, just to sort of get the energy systems going, get myself warmed up, raise core body temperature, all that good stuff, and obviously get my mind right and get used to the conditions as well, because obviously it gives you a chance to feel the road, feel how you feel, and feel how the bike responds, and you know, adjust things like tire pressures or anything like that. I think a lot of the times as well we overcomplicate stuff, and more often than not what you make a habit, or what you make natural for you, or what you make automatic for you. So when you turn up to an event and you can just be on autopilot up until your start, like you're stood on the start line, like to me that like makes me feel better about the event and the effort that I've got coming up, rather than like trying to worry about like, have I got to do this, have I got to do, like, have I got to get ready. Like I just sort of go through the motions as I always have done, and the same will be said about the Nationals next weekend. So, but of course we've got to get this event done first. I'm excited, I'm gonna get warmed up, gonna get ready, and then we'll see how it goes. First impressions, it was sort of okay, but not what I wanted. Up until like the last 900 meters. The climb is 3k, so the last 900 meters. Well, I couldn't get back into my rhythm. I was in my rhythm, and then I broke it by like just backing off ever so slightly on this section of road where it flattens off over the cattle grid. And then I couldn't get back into the rhythm. So in that, because I'm running that 36 chain ring, which is quite small for a climb like this, when you go in so fast, obviously your cadence is that much higher. So I didn't have like the big ring to push against like I usually do, but we had to run the chain ring this weekend for me to just test it to see if it was practical and it would work. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It works, the system works, the bike feels great, and my legs were good as well. Well, I only went on one. I've won. Finally won. That's what I came here to do. I came here the week before the Nationals to try and win, try and rekindle what I did back in 2019 when I won here prior to winning the Nationals that year. And I have done that. So I've set the tone for this following week. This next 7 days, I'm now in the headspace because of today. That means a lot. That means a lot. I'm wrapping this video up back at the flat, and I've got a bit of an announcement to make. Whoa! Buzz cut. Literally shaved it off. And I weighed it as well because I was curious to see how much it would weigh. 17 grams. Wow. So the reason why I'm only ending the video now is because I wanted to get back and do a turbo session and get that done before I picked up the camera again, and yeah, here we are. Charlie's been busy this afternoon making enticing carrot cake for work. Carrot cake tastes amazing, but I'm not having any of it, am I? No, it's just for work. And she's eating pizza as well. I've only got a week to go, I can deal with it. I'm having leftover chicken pasta bake again. It needs to be eaten, so somebody's going to eat it. So the cherry on top of the cake today, and I'm not just wearing any old cloth cap. I'm actually wearing it because Charlie dislikes my buzz cut.
I don't dislike it, I'm just not used to it.
So this is a special jersey that was made today for all the winners of the WTTA hill climb series. Series is created for like all of the hill climbs in sort of like the Bristol area then, and because most of the climbs I did this season were in the area, I was actually qualifying for points towards the series overall. So today the race actually came down to the wire for the series overall title between me and another rider. Basically, if I was to win today, this rider had to come third or better to win, and unfortunately for me, came fifth. So I took the win and then took the overall series. So I got a massive trophy, which I didn't get to keep, which is just well because it wouldn't have fitted you anyway. I got some tyres, Schwalbe Pro Ones, the jersey, the cloth cap, another bottle, and some socks. Also the number of people that won something. You know, there was an award for like Lantern Rouge, there was an award for like team prizes, there was an award for obviously female, male, junior, age group. The list went on. So it was great to be a part of it. Hopefully I can dive back into it next year. But now the focus is on the next week. So I'll see you in the next video, which will be the bike video. Stay tuned.